about the physical features of India. You might have studied in your lower classes about the features of India, how it is formed, how these plains are formed, how we have got these mountains and all. We know that there is a long story behind that. We can see that the features of India, or we can say the physical features of India, it is formed due to different reasons. It may be the climatic conditions, it may be the rocks which are found over here, it may be due to the movement of the plate tectonics that we had already told. And this plate tectonics, it plays an important role in the formation of our physical features. So coming to the next part of it, we can see that India, when we talk about India, India is a vast country. And what is the peculiarity of India? We know that India has got almost all the features, just like we can see the mountain ranges, you can see the plain areas, you can see the valleys, you can see the coastal areas, the desert. So all these features are found in India. So that is one of the important features of India that we can see. Then coming to the major physiographic divisions of India. In India, as I told you earlier, we are having the mountain ranges, the northern plains, the peninsular plateau, the Indian desert, the coastal plains and the islands. These are the major physiographic divisions of India. And in this chapter, that is the physical features of India, we will be discussing about the major physiographic divisions. Where it is formed, what is the importance of it, and in India, what are the important roles they have to play. So that is about our physical features of India. So just look at this map. We can see the areas where we find the Himalayan ranges. Below that we can find the northern plains, which are considered to be the most fertile places in India. Then we have got the Indian desert, mainly we can see the Thar desert and all in Rajasthan. Then towards the middle part we can see the plateau regions, which is a tableland, and to the right and towards the left we are having the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. At the same time we are having the coastal areas also. So this is the physiographic division of India. And this is a picture which is given in your textbook, which shows the different physiographic or the relief features of India. Now coming to the first one, that is related to our mountains. Okay, the Himalayan Mountains. So the first physiographic division, that is the Himalayan Mountains. So we know the Himalayas or our Himalayan mountains, they are young fold mountains. That means it has taken some millions of years for its formation. So we call them as young fold mountains. And we can mainly see, you might have seen in the map about their stretching, isn't it, from where it lies. So it stretches over the northern borders of India. I showed you in the map, towards the top portion we can see the Himalayan mountains. So the northern borders of India. And which direction they are running? Yes, you might have seen from the west towards the east direction. That means when we talk about the rivers and all, it is from the river Indus towards Brahmaputra. Okay. Now, the next important feature of this Himalayan mountains is that the Himalayas, they represent the loftiest and one of the most rugged mountain barriers of the world. It is very rough. Okay, that is what we call as the rugged mountain barriers. And when we look at them, we can see that it forms just like an arc. It's an arc shape. Okay, which is covering a distance about 2,400 kilometers. That is the Himalayan mountains. And when we talk about the width of it, we can see that the width is varying. There is a variation in the width. When you saw the map, you could have seen at the top portion the width is more, but when we come towards the eastern part, we can see that the width is decreasing. So the width, it is varying from 400 km in Kashmir to 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh. And what about the altitude? Same way the height also. There is also variation in height. When you see about the mountains, you can see somewhere it will be very high and somewhere it will be low. So the altitude difference is also there related to our mountains, that is our Himalayan mountains. So these are some of the important features related to our Himalayan mountains. The next thing, when we talk about our Himalayas, we have got many other features also. So talking about this Himalayas, it consists of 3 parallel ranges mainly in its longitudinal extent. You had studied the longitudinal and latitudinal extent. So we can see that in their longitudinal extent, they are having 3 parallel ranges. And which are these 3 parallel ranges? Yes, they are the Greater Himalayas, or otherwise we call it as Himadri. Then we are having the Lesser Himalayas or the Middle Himalayas or Himachal, and the third one is the Shivalik range. So this is how it is formed. Okay, the top one, that is the Greater Himalayas. Next, below that we are having the Lesser Himalayas, or we call it as Himachal. The Greater Himalayas, I told, Greater Himalayas or Himadri. Then we are having the next one, the Lesser Himalayas or Himachal, and the third one is Shivalik. Okay, these are the 3 parallel ranges. Now coming to the first one, that is the Greater Himalayas, or otherwise we call them as the Inner Himalayas or Himadri. Now we can see what are the important features of this Greater Himalayas or Himadri. The first thing we could see in that is it is the most continuous range, and in this that is the Greater Himalayas, we can find the loftiest peaks, the highest, the biggest peaks and all, which is having an average height of 6,000 meters. So this loftiest peak mainly we can find in Himadri or the Greater Himalayas, that top portion. Then what are the important, which are the mountains we can see in this? The Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, all these are found in mainly in the Himadri region or the Greater Himalayas. Then we can also see that next one important feature of this Greater Himalayas is that the folds of this Greater Himalayas, about their shape, okay, they are not symmetrical, they are asymmetrical in nature. As I told you, there is up and down. So asymmetrical in nature. And what is the core, the main part, the inner part of this Greater Himalayas is consisted of, or we can see it is composed of granites. You might have heard about granites and all. Yes, that type of rocks we can find in the core of this Himalayas. And the next important part, as I told you, the loftiest and the peak, okay, very high it is. We can see that almost it is perennially snow bound. You might have seen the picture how the Himalayas are. The top portion almost we can see it is snow bounded. And also, when we know, you might have studied about the glaciers also. So what happens? Yes, we can also see that a number of glaciers, they descend from or they come from these ranges. So these are the important features related to our first longitudinal range, that is our Greater Himalayas, or we can say the Inner Himalayas or Himadri. Okay, so these are the important features related to that. Coming to the next one, that is, I told you, Himachal or Middle Himalayas, or we can say as the Lesser Himalayas. Now what are the important features of it? As I told you, the first one we studied Himadri, the loftiest peaks, and the height is more than 6,000 meters. So this is coming in between. So what happened? The ranges, they are mainly composed of highly compressed and altered rocks. In this range, that is in the Himachal, we can find mainly compressed rocks in the Himachal, or we can say the Lesser Himalayas. Then what about the altitude or the height? There is a variation in the height. Sometimes we can see that the height or the altitude lies between 3,700 and 4,500 meters. And what about the width of these ranges found over there? It is almost 50. Okay, so that is the width of it. So we can see in the Himachal or Lesser Himalayas, the peaks that which we find, the height or the altitude of it is almost between 3,000 to 4,500 meters, and the width is almost 50 kilometers. Okay. The third thing, some of the important things that we can find in this, you might have heard about the Pir Panjal range. Then it's one of the most important range which we find in the Lesser Himalayas or the Himachal. Then the Dhauladhar, the Mahabharat range. These are some of the important ranges which we find in this region, that is the Inner Himalayas or Himachal. Then we have the next important point, that is this ranges. What does it consist of? This ranges consist of the famous valleys of the Kashmir, that is the Kangra and Kulu Valley in Himachal Pradesh. And we also know that these are some of the important hill stations which is found in Kashmir, and our Kashmir is also famous for all these hill stations. So this is about the explanation of Himachal or the Lesser Himalayas. Next, coming to the third range, that is our Shivalik. The third range, Shivalik. And this Shivalik, as I showed you, it is again coming down. So the width also reduces. They extend over a width of 10 to 50 km and they have an altitude varying between 900 and 1100 meters. So the ranges that we find over here, almost their height is very less, 900 to 1100 meters, and the width of these ranges, it is between 10 to 50 kilometers. Okay. And same way we talked about the Himachal, the Himalaya, what they are composed of. Here this Shivalik, they are mainly composed of unconsolidated materials. What is it? It may be the mud, the silt, the soft rocks, and also the things which are brought out due to which comes out of this earthquakes and all. So this range, that is a Shivalik, it is formed out of all these things. And the next important thing that we see over here is that there are some narrow valleys which are found between this Shivalik and Himachal. Okay, we talked about the Himachal, then below that comes the Shivalik. In between this, we can find some of the narrow valleys are found, and these narrow valleys, they are known as dunes. Okay. And you might have heard about Dehradun, partly Dune. All these are some of the examples of our Shivalik, or we can say dunes, which are found in between the Shivalik and the Himachal. Okay, that's all.